So this week we're doing 3.1, which is potions. And as you're on a desktop or a laptop computer, on 3.1 you're going to be following the instructions towards the bottom of the screen, where it says open 3.1 potions laptop desktop video on your iPad, and then on your computer, on your laptop or your desktop, sign in to Google Classroom as you normally do, and open Google Classroom and then open the attached spreadsheet. Now on this laptop, the attachments are at the top right, remember, and on the iPad the attachments are at the bottom in the Your Work section, which you have to tap the up arrow for. So let's open the spreadsheet as it will look on your desktop and your laptop and follow the instructions. You can follow along with me on the video. So step 1 is to open the spreadsheet, which we have just done, and step 2 is to have a closer look at the spreadsheet. Now we've got 4 coloured tables here. There are 4 different potions. We've got Shapeshifter Potion, Love Potion, Intelligence Potion, Grow Hairy Walk Cream. We've got some information filled in, we've got some blank cells, and then down the bottom left we've also got 2 tabs, just like we had with the houses spreadsheet. We've got potions cost, which we're on at the moment, and we've got one called cost of ingredients. If I click on that, it brings up this list here, a yellow list with lots of names of ingredients and lots of prices in the column B. So we've got 2 sheets. Okay, step 3. In the potions cost sheet, which is this one, so switch back to this one with the 4 potions, highlight cells B4 to B8. Here is cell B4 to B8, so I'm clicking, holding in the middle of the cell and dragging my mouse down. So let's click, hold and drag down, remember. Format these cells as currency, pound or dollars. It might be a dollar sign today, don't worry about that, just format as currency in the toolbar. And do the same for cells D4 to D9. Here's D4, down to D9, clicking, dragging in the middle, just press the pound sign. You won't see any difference at the moment until there's some numbers in there. Step 4, in cell D4, write a formula to work out the cost of ingredients for the Shapeshifter Potion. So here we are in cell D4, and it's much like our first week with shopping. What we're going to multiply is this one by this one. We just put an equal sign in using our keyboard, and then we're going to use our mouse to click on cell B4. We're going to type a multiplication sign, which remember is the star in spreadsheets, and we're going to click on the number of things that we want to multiply it by, which is in C4. So our formula becomes equals B4 times C4, and we're going to press enter. Now it has suggested an autofill, but I'm just going to show you how to do that just in case. So click, once you've done your multiplication, click back on the cell you've just done it in, and you see this blue blob in the corner here, hover over it until you get the cross shape for your mouse, click and drag until it's down to the bottom, and that has now done all your multiplications. So for instance this one is now equals B8 times C8. Finally we need to add up all of these cells at the bottom. To do this, there's a couple of methods, but I do click in the middle of the cell, drag down to select them, then head up to the top right of your screen. You might have this button straight away, but if you have ... like I have, you're going to click on it to reveal the last few buttons in the toolbar. You're looking for the functions button, which looks like a funny looking E, and you're going to choose the sum because we're adding everything up. So your formula will be equals sum brackets D4 colon D8. So add up everything from D4 to D8 and just press enter. And that is done. Now, step 7. Look at the table for love potions. It's the green one. Format all the cells containing money as currency with 2 decimal places. Well, we've been through that, so I'm going to whiz through it now. Okay, step 8. Use functions to write a formula to calculate the cost for creating a love potion. We've just been through how to do all of the total cost with the Shapeshifter Potion, so you remember how to do that and practice, and I will whiz through it as well. There we go. That's all sorted. So, step 9. Look at the table for the Intelligence Potion, which is the blue one. At the moment, the cost of the ingredients have not been filled in. So you've noticed that we've got nothing in the cost each column, whereas we had stuff filled in for us for the first 2 potions. Okay, so it says click in cell B4 in the Shapeshifter Potion and have a look at the formula bar. Here is the formula bar at the top. It's called the FX toolbar as well. And we have equals apostrophe cost of ingredients apostrophe exclamation mark B19. Okay, so let's see why that is. Let's have a look at the cost of ingredients tab. Here's the cost of ingredients tab, and we're having a look for the cost of the human toenail. And funnily enough, it's in cell B19. Great. So let's have a look at our formula again, and that will make a bit more sense. So this formula is saying, in this cell, get the value or the information that is in the cell in the cost of ingredients tab or sheet, which is down here, in cell B19. Okay, so the equal sign is the start of the formula. Cost of ingredients inside of quotation marks and the exclamation mark means that something has been picked up or referenced rather from the sheet called cost of ingredients, which is this sheet here. And B19 means use whatever value is in cell B19 on the cost of ingredients sheet. And if we go to the cost of ingredients sheet and look in cell B19, the value is 0.07 because it is the cost of the human toenail. Super. Now let's use this information to fill in these ones. Now, rather than typing a long formula, because we're on a desktop or a laptop, we can use a little shortcut here. So click into cell G4 with me, and I want you to type a equal sign into the cell. Now I want you to take your mouse or your trackpad and click down the bottom on cost of ingredients as if you're going to swap sheets. And I now want you to have a look for the cost of Flywings. Now Flywings is in row 13, so we need to click in cell B13 where it says 0.8 at the moment. And you'll see that we've got a kind of little floating toolbar here with a formula in that looks very much like the one we were just looking at, and it's also up here at the top. Now, after you clicked on that, all you've got to do is press enter. Okay, don't worry about flipping back because it takes you straight back automatically when you press enter. And you will see that the cost of Flywings is now filled in. Okay, now because our ingredients are not in the same order as our cost of ingredients, we can't use all these suggested autofills at the moment because it just wouldn't work. It would get all the wrong costs because the thing underneath Flywing on here is a snail shell and we actually need the newt's tail. So let's go through this once more. So you click in cell G5, press equals, take your mouse down to cost of ingredients, find the newt's tail, which is in row 9, click on the cell with the cost in, so that's B9, and press enter. We'll do this one more time. Squash banana, equal sign, go to the cost of ingredients, find squash banana in the big list. It's in row 16, click on the price, press enter. Okay, you do the last one. Great, so that is step, and now we're going to do step 13. Finish off the intelligence potion. Make sure that G4 to G7 are set as currency, well they already are, and make sure that I4 to I8 are set as currency as well, so we just do that. In cell I4, write a formula to cost the calculated cost of the Flywing. So we're going to do that final column just like we've done in our yellow potion and our green potion with multiplication and a sum. So you whiz through that. Super. Now, step 14 is to complete the Grow Hairy Wart Cream potion at the bottom. So just to remind you how to do this, if you click on the batteries, so G13, you're going to start with an equal sign, and you can take your mouse down to cost of ingredients and find batter and press on the cost and press enter. And then you're going to complete the rest of them. And now it's time to do our final column, total cost, so multiplication and sum. Now we are on to our exceeding extension part because that is the end of the classwork. So to begin our extension, what we need to do is we need to go to the cost of ingredients tab at the bottom to bring up this yellow list. And our first step is to add 5 more ingredients and their costs to the table. So let's begin by writing some names rather than thinking about any costs. So you think of 5 ingredients that you can add. They can be vaguely magical or they could be a little bit more modern day, up to you. Okay, so here are my 5 at random. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to type some costs in, but I am not going to type any pound signs. No pound signs today, please. Okay, so now I've got 5 ingredients including their prices and I haven't typed any pound signs. Excellent. Next step is to invent 2 brand new potions. So if we go back to the potions costs, what we're going to do is we're going to start in cell A22, which is down here. And you're going to think of a name for your first potion. It can be anything you want as long as it's polite. So for instance, you could have an invisibility potion. And you're also going to create another potion, so let's think of the name for that for now. It could be a room cleaning potion. Now underneath you're going to be putting the ingredient cost each, number and total cost. You can type these out or you can copy and paste. To copy and paste, you're just going to highlight those cells by clicking in the middle. Use Control-C if you're on Windows or Command-C, CMD-C if you're on a Mac, and just paste it in. And you can do the same for this one. Copy and paste, save you do some typing. Don't worry about how it looks at the moment. If you've got time at the end, you can make it pretty. You're going to think of 3 ingredients from the cost of ingredients tab over here. Now the quickest way to do this is to use that little shortcut that we were using earlier where you type equals sign in. Now let's type the equals sign in to cell A24 and let's head over to cost of ingredients tab. Now we've got a lot of ingredients here, including the ones we've just added. So let's add one of our ingredients, but this time we're going to click on the name of our ingredient. So let's say I'm going to add my new ingredient, which is a phoenix feather, and I'm going to press enter on that. So it's put the phoenix feather in. If I drag across with autofill now to the cost of each, it will pick up the right cost because in my spreadsheet we've got the name of our ingredient, and then in the next column along we've also got the price next door to it. So that will work. Great, so now we need to pick 2 more ingredients at least. So I've got phoenix feather, let's say a snail shell, and then drag that across. And finally a magic mushroom, and drag that across. You make up the numbers that you want. So you can make up however many you need. Don't worry about any funny colours at the moment. You work out the total cost with a multiplication and use the autofill to do the other 2. And then finally add a total cost at the bottom. And remember to label it total cost. Okay, and now repeat the process for your other potion. You can add 3 ingredients or more, no less than 3 ingredients. And don't forget your total cost at the bottom. Once you've completed that, it's time to hand in.